What's up, everybody?
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Unveil Paranormal News Series. We are on week 3 now, Brad. Look at us go. We're doing stuff.
We're making this happen.
Well, I do appreciate everybody dropping in tonight and joining us for tonight's show. We have lots to cover, mainly opinions and stuff. So Brad is a terrible influence on me, and he makes me express my feelings about people and stuff and things, and that's why we have the tea just for him.
This tea tonight's been like brewing for like a year, so
This tea has been brewing for some time. Absolutely. And guys, you'll learn more and more about me with every tea that we have, as I am probably a very opinionated yet quiet person about most of my opinions. So
yeah, we got a bunch of people in chat already.
What's that?
I said we have a bunch of people in chat already.
Welcome,
everyone.
And I do apologize, guys. I am getting over a cold. I was sick 2 weeks ago with like a stomach thing, and then I was sick with a cold, and so I may cough some. So just a heads up on that. You okay with that, Brad?
Yep.
Okay.
Your video keeps freezing. I'm getting confused.
Oh no, don't be freezing up on us. We got lots to talk about. Guys, we're going to kick off the show talking about some upcoming events that we have researched on. Gosh. Indeed freezing. Who's freezing? I'm not. Amel says it's freezing.
Oh, okay. Oh, your video? It wasn't for a second. I don't know. Your video was freezing for a second, definitely.
I don't see it. So, sorry, guys. Anyways, let's keep moving forward. Brad, hopefully you can keep up.
Yep, I'm keeping up.
We got an event in Indy, Brad's neighborhood. His favorite place. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of our stuff's in like Indiana area. It's because we're around here. So we do have the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. I always follow those, Brad, but I've never been to one. Have you?
I have not been to one. I know some people that have set up at it because I've been to other expos that they've been at, and they do a lot of taxidermy, crystals, artwork. It's a lot of really cool stuff.
Because I know I've been watching them, and it's kind of been like something I've been curious about myself to go to. So yeah, definitely might need to check this one out for sure then. It's in April 27th and April 28th down in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Go check that out. Next we have, oh Lord, that is tiny.
There
we have this event coming on February 17th. That's 7 to 10 p.m. That's not a lot of time. So I didn't look up the pricing on this, Brad. Do you know what the pricing was on this?
I did not look that up. It's down in New Harmony, so it's down by Evansville. So it's still in Indiana, but just like way south.
Yeah, so this is in Evansville. So this is way south. I've never been to this location. It's one I got to look into to see if it needs added to my list.
Yeah, it's down in the town of New Harmony, which is southwest of Evansville. Really spooky stuff down there. That whole area, really.
Yeah. So definitely might want to look into this one and see if you guys are interested. Like I said, this is not a location I had listed on my list that I know of. So perhaps it's a new location. Perhaps it's just something these people were able to actually investigate and share with the community. So just keep that in mind. This one, it's tiny again.
Yeah, this one is actually happening tomorrow down here in Indy, of course, over at Crown Hill, which is like one of the biggest cemeteries in the state. They're talking about symbolism on gravestones, like what the flowers mean when they're drooping in a certain way, or the Eastern stars on them, or the praying hands, all the different symbolism that happens on gravestones is what they're discussing.
Yeah. This would be a cool event to go to. Obviously, it's on a random Thursday in the middle of January, and I work one of them damn 9-to-5 jobs.
Right.
So, not going to happen for me. But I definitely think this would be really cool to learn, because we go to cemeteries all the time.
Right. And Crown Hill's an amazing cemetery. It's got lots of neat tombstones and monuments, and it's, like I said, it's huge. That's where John Dillinger's supposedly buried. There's a president buried there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's all pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. If they do something again, like, a normal time, like on a weekend or something, I definitely want you see it.
They do different events throughout the year. I know they're doing one in May they have a area of the cemetery that's all for former race car drivers. So they're going to do that in May when the Indy 500 is going on.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Emil, you got dad jokes. Look at you.
Yep.
Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the para-celebs. I say that with quotations every time I got to, because everybody thinks that they're on a show, they're a celebrity. I just follow some people who've been on several shows. I don't watch the shows, but people tell me these people are para-celebs, so we share them. All right, guys?
Yep.
This is about David Childers. He posted this. This is a movie they're making, right?
Right.
They're getting started to make this at Wilson's Castle.
Yep, which is in Vermont. Yeah.
So this is something that a project that we've seen posted that he's working on right now. Him and several other people. Maybe we're checking out if you're into horror.
And this link actually has the preview for the movie.
Yes. In other news,
they're so tiny. Why are they all coming up so tiny?
They're so tiny. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Project Fear.
Yeah, Project Fear is coming back. Yeah, Project Fear is coming back to Netflix on February 2nd. So
Netflix? I thought you said YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been up since like 3:30 this morning, so I'm a little brain dead.
Yeah, so Project Fear, I would consider them as paranormal celebrities for sure. Everybody pretty much knows who they are from Destination Fear. Right. I don't watch them again. I don't watch them, but lovely kids. I sound so old. They will be posting new videos February 2nd, guys. In other news, Santiago is on our list the third time. If you guys haven't noticed, I follow him. I've made a friend with Santiago, like not real friends, okay, guys? I'm no coattail rider, all right? I'm not going to pretend like we're besties now, okay? Just because he was the celebrity guest at my event in Para-Unity 5 in October, we're not real friends, okay? There's a difference. If anybody needs like counseling on that or something, like I can explain what the difference is between a friendship and you just met a celebrity one time, okay?
Right.
Anyways, I do follow him though. He is doing a Rolling Hills Asylum. He's going to speak, talk about suicide and other mental health awareness. Paranormal investigating, of course.
Anti-bullying. They're raising money for charities. They're doing a lot of stuff at this event. I forget the date.
Yeah, absolutely. So, check that out if you're interested in that. I would go if I was able to go to New York, for one, and two, only because I haven't been to Rolling Hills Asylum.
Yeah, I've not been to Rolling Hills. I know John, my friend John's been to Rolling Hills.
Has he? Is it good?
He enjoyed it, yeah, because he went for a public event and like most of the people left by like midnight. So from midnight on, they were pretty much alone in the building. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. because they also got to see. It's not too far from Niagara Falls, so they went up and saw Niagara Falls too.
Oh, awesome! Awesome. All right, guys. So we're gonna kick off. We have no like news because we have so much to talk about in the last 2 segments that I have no time to waste. So, with that said, we are gonna jump to our next segment, and this one's for you guys. Here's Skywatch. Thank you so much, Henry, for that report. We greatly appreciate you.
Yes, Brad? Yes. I think that's an alien because that thing definitely looks like it just disappears and like evaporates.
I'm torn. I think it could be a person. It bends over, and then you can see like pixelation off, kind of going off. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, maybe it is just a crappy camera. Hello, yeah.
Brad. Hey, Brad Webb.
So yeah, I don't know what you guys think. You guys think that's alien?
Most Ring doorbells though don't usually have good.
They do.
Cameras. So it is really far away from the camera though.
It is.
And you can see footprints in the snow walking out that way.
True.
So it could be a person, but it's just weird how it like evaporates.
Right. You guys let us know in the comments what you think. Brad's voting person, but let us know in the comments what you think. I have to pull up a couple questions here because a couple people are asking.
Oh, what did I name it?
About your doll, if she has a name now.
She does now have a name. Lots of people made suggestions. Lots and lots of suggestions, and I liked a lot of them. But one of my friends suggested a name that I really loved, so that I took that name and added something else.
Okay.
So her first name is Ginger.
Ooh, Ginger. Okay.
Her middle name is going to. Yeah. Her middle name is going to be Lilith.
I'm clearly
and her last name is going to be McDonald, and she's going to be the occultist sister of Ronald McDonald.
Because Ginger McDonald is the occultist sister of Ronald McDonald, which I did not know.
Right. So, and I just added the Lilith in as her middle name. So Ginger Lilith McDonald.
Okay.
And if I get around to it, she may get a Facebook page too.
She may get a Facebook page too. Nice. So, why Lilith?
Just, well.
Because you like it?
I liked it. It's related to the devil. It's like the female devil, so it makes sense.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So everybody, Henry and Ginger. Right. Oh my God, I almost said gender. Ginger.
Ginger, yes.
Ginger, if I can speak today. That's cool. I think it's adorable. I love that you didn't go with the classic Annabelle or a Raggedy Ann doll name.
Yeah, I did not want to go with Annabelle or any like form of Bella or anything close to that. So I wanted something unique and different.
That's awesome. All right, guys. So our next segment, moving forward, as we have some tea for you. This one is our Bat Attack series. Hate these freaking things. Somebody save us all from this. It's my kryptonite. Here's Bat Attack. Posted by Tom Daniels. I don't know who he is. It's on YouTube. Links are going to be in the description and in the comments section, depending on what platform you're on. Like, I wish I knew what location they were at.
Right. I'm looking forward to next week's Bat Attack video.
Yeah. So that's one thing I'm curious about. Because they were in an attic, and in this area, I don't know a lot of places that have attics like that. So, but
right, it looks similar to the attic like at the Rhodes Hotel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the exact same thing I thought was Rhodes Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is Rhodes. I don't know.
Could be.
No, I like Rhodes.
I don't think I've ever seen bats there though.
Okay, then hopefully not.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next week's Bat Attack video.
For sure. Oh, you know what? Oh, never mind. I thought we forgot a feature of the week, but we do have a feature of the week. But first, guys, I think I'm gonna mix things up for Brad right now. We're gonna do tarot readings, but Brad's gonna read it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's do this. Brad, you ready?
Yep.
Do you want this deck? Do you want the original deck, or do you want the Witch's deck?
Let's do the Witch deck.
Okay. I'll go grab it. It's right here. I'm going, guys. All right. Witch's Tarot. I only have these two decks. So, Brad, you gotta get focused and concentrate.
I'm working on it.
I love this bag. So I learned when I was doing research on tarot, which is not much, that you're supposed to have them in your cards in satin bags. So I bought a kitty cat one for this.
Oh, that makes sense. Being a witch, black cat. Okay.
No, I know. So, all right, we're doing a card pull. This is going to be for this Thursday till next Wednesday. Okay. Brad is going to tell us all how our week is going to go. Not Satan bags, Amel. Oh my gosh. All right. Here's what you gotta do. Focus. and tell me when to stop shuffling. It's going to be the first card on top with the deck facing me. The one that's facing me on top.
Okay. Pull that one.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I bet it's something of cups.
It is not.
I'm kind of shocked at that.
All right. Here's your card. This is the King of Swords. How is our week gonna go? Like most of society, what's the week gonna look like? Don't tell us like it's gonna be a nuclear war coming or anything like that.
No, people are gonna go to Home Depot and buy their new medieval swords that they're carrying now.
Are they really?
Yes. Home Depot is carrying swords and shields right now.
Are we preparing for a different type of apocalypse?
I don't know, but I think a lot of people are going to go buy swords and shields at Home Depot, and the prices are outrageous. The prices are outrageous too. I already looked into it. I think it's going to be a relatively smooth week. Like the King's going to keep things in order.
Okay, meaning like the universe.
Yeah, the universe it's going to be just like a blah everyday week. Nothing super exciting. Nothing. Yeah.
What about this weekend? Are you feeling anything for this weekend? I want to know how my weekend's gonna go.
I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm excited about that.
I technically do, but I've been working a lot. I gotta get overtime in. Mama needs money. By the way, guys, did you know my Cash App is in the links below? Just saying.
There again, I think it's going to be just a chill weekend too. I don't really see or feel anything.
The world needs that.
Yeah, the world definitely needs a chill weekend. Yeah, I think people are just going to hang out at home, not really do a whole lot.
Yeah, this is like a safe card.
It does. It feels like he's being safe and ruling over us with his sword and keeping us safe.
Nice. I like that one. I really hope that's accurate.
I don't read tarot either.
We don't read tarot. We're just guessing.
But yeah, but I can like read the energy of the world. I mean, it feels really blah and just like gonna be smooth.
Right. Hey, I'll take it. All right, guys. Too. So our last segment before we get the tea out.
Yep, I got my tea.
What kind of tea?
Milo's 0 sugar sweet tea.
Oh, sweet tea. Okay.
Yeah, but 0 sugar because since I can't have that. I think
I bought the same kind. Pretty sure. But
this is the cup I got at Paraunity 5. My Ouija board cup.
I got at Gettysburg this summer.
Oh.
I love my cup. It's 0 sugar, but it's sweet tea.
Yes. Kind of like how they make 0 sugar Coke and
fake sweet tea?
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah.
At least it tastes sweet, but it doesn't have any sugar in it, so I can actually drink it without going into a coma.
That's good. We don't want that.
No.
All right, guys. So we're going to get to our last segment before we drink our tea some more. Who's ready for this one? This segment is our feature of the week, and it's a good one. This feature of the week is a place that we have grown to love.
Yep.
Am I right, Brad?
Yep. I've probably been there close to 10 times. I have been there
twice.
Yeah, it is the Pythias, the Shabby Owl. The Shabby Owl part is the antique store, which is the ground floor.
Yep.
Which
down here.
I've actually investigated before it became a bed and breakfast, so I've actually got to investigate the ground floor and the basement. Mm-hmm. But when you rent it now as a bed and breakfast, you technically only get the Pythias part. You only get the upstairs, which is an old Knights of Pythias lodge.
Yep, it's really cool though.
Yeah, it is. This is where we had our New Year's Eve party.
We did. Yep, we did. It was fun. I had fun.
I did too. It was a great time.
Shout out to those that showed up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There were more kids there than I anticipated, but that's okay. Yeah. It was a good kind of test for when we host our kids investigation.
Yeah, we hadn't even talked about that on here yet, that we were thinking about doing that.
Coming soon. Yeah. Follow the show or follow the pages. I'll post it when it's ready.
So the building is a former Knights of Pythias lodge. This is what it used to look like before they remodeled it. It was literally just big and vacant. Those are the stairway that you come up from the ground floor.
There's is he drunk?
Yeah, that was after a long night of investigating. And I was tired of carrying his ass around, so I literally just like set him at the top of the stairs, and I'm like, he needs a photo taken. That's like a perfect photo op. But this landing, I've had all kinds of crazy activity on.
Yeah.
One time I was there with me and Sky and our friend Dawn, and the girls we were leaving for the night. Sky and Dawn were going down those stairs you just saw, and I literally shut that door that you see right there that's gapped open right there. And I get it shut. I get down like 2 steps, and it slams open. It like literally just opens all the way with force, hits the wall behind it. Yeah, it scared the bejesus out of me. And I literally run down those steep stairs in sandals and nearly run the girls over.
And the door wasn't like the other door down the stairs wasn't opening and closing at the time, right?
No, the girls were still on the steps. They hadn't made it to the bottom to open the door yet.
Interesting.
And then another time I was in the little foyer on the other side of that door, and I was there with the Bam Ghouls. Shout out to Bam Ghouls. Love the Bam Ghouls. And they had a motion-activated clown animatronic Halloween decoration in that. It's actually in that one previous video photo. You can see it. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that thing back in the back left corner that actually might be the Scarecrow. But it was back in that back corner, which is at the far end of that huge ballroom. And it had been going off all night, and it was motion activated, but there was nobody in that room. And we were about to leave for the end of the night, and I'm like, it'd be really cool if you could make that go off one last, and I didn't even get the sentence completely out. And you hear this clown animatronic go off, and we all screamed, and we all ran down the stairs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But, I've only been there twice. The New Year's Eve party and with Sky and you.
Yep. But the antique store has been really active here lately. Like that's actually what they called Sky in to do. Was they originally saw a little girl in the antique store. Like the owner and her husband like work there together, and he's got a workshop in the back, and then she's got the antique store. Well, he was in the bathroom of the antique store and had the door open because he was just washing his hands, and he saw a little girl walk behind him. So that's what originally got us into the location, was they were looking for this little girl. Yeah. But now they're having things like fly off the wall, as you can see here. There was the owner does taxidermy, and one of her taxidermy deer heads fell off. Yeah, whatever this is laying on the floor was up there on the cabinet. We were there one night, and this huge old open sign she had, like literally fell off the wall while we were in there.
Really?
Yeah. And then this is a baseball bat that the husband found right in the doorway to his workshop, which is right off of the floor of the antique store. And that was what that got us in there originally too, is he's got all kinds of tools and woodworking stuff in there, and they would start swinging with no wind or anything moving, but his like C-clamps would just start swinging around.
Yeah, there's the deer. Yeah, this fell off from that first window.
Yeah, from that first window, that's what fell off, was that deer head, and the antlers fell off. And
yeah, those things are pretty heavy.
Right. And this is where I bought Henry at, and I bought an antique Ouija board there.
I wonder if I have anything in here.
The little fertility statue.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a fertility statue, but I liked it. So I'd show her on here, but her boobs show, so I don't know if I can do that. YouTube might get mad.
Put a thumb over her.
She's in the other room. But yeah, I've gotten that. I bought my own stuff last time I was there for New Year's Eve. Because her style, I love her style, things she's picked out.
Right, and her stuff's super cheap.
Oh yeah, super affordable. Super affordable.
So, and she's open like Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Yeah, and that's the day I bought Henry. That's him sitting out front before he had a suit on. Yep.
Absolutely. So guys, one thing is I like the Shabby Owl because it's like an hour from me. Two, I like it because it's affordable to rent, even though you're only renting the upstairs part. It's really affordable, but it's worth going to rent out the space and to get to shop at the store.
Right. And if you rent it, you get 6 people can sleep there. There's enough beds. It does get cold in the winter, and it does get super hot in the summer. So plan accordingly. That is the closet where we originally found the footprints.
Yes.
That were circling around, bare footprints inside that closet. It was the weirdest thing. There was no footprints leading in or leading out, but yeah.
Inside.
And this again is before it's been remodeled. It is completely done and remodeled now. Like the floors are done. It's painted.
It was really cool because when we did the party, like she has projector screens. We hooked up his, an NES?
Yeah, my Super NES to one of the projectors.
Super NES, we hooked up to. We could play Mario Kart against each other. There's speakers. There's all sorts of stuff you can use there. They got ping pong tables. Super accommodating for hosting a larger event.
But yeah, we are planning to have a kids event, like to teach young kids. That is not the clown that made the noise. That is a new clown that she now has hidden in that closet, which still scares people.
I love it. I love her sense of humor.
Yeah, I do too.
Check it out. The B&B, it's on Airbnb. Look up just North Manchester, Indiana, and it's like the only place in North Manchester, Indiana. You'll see it right there.
Yeah, and it's super affordable. Even like on New Year's, it was only like $140 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, we could do karaoke. We could have done karaoke. I would have been up for karaoke.
Oh yeah, they did have a karaoke machine there. We had your karaoke machine there.
We did. North Manchester, not Winchester. Manchester.
Yeah, it's in it's over near Peru, Indiana, and Wabash, that area. North Central. Yes. But yeah, it's probably one of my favorite places to go. I mean, like I said, it's super cheap. I've been there 8-9 times now. Like I helped Sky get it open, started documenting stuff.
Yeah, you guys' pictures in there and stuff.
Yep. Nearly got a concussion there once trying to go up the stairs. So
yep. It's a good time, guys. Just check it out. Be sure to check it out for sure. All right, Brandy, you calling it. They know what time it is.
Woohoo! Tea time.
Tea time, guys. This week's tea. Oh my God. If you've never seen me triggered, you're about to see me triggered, okay? I'm about to show you the mix of my non-ghetto / hillbilly accents about to come out. Like, Brad knows. Brad has seen me rant and rave, and
I have.
It's about to get real. I zip my mouth majority of the time. I don't post those little posts, Ugh, I'm about to get triggered right now. So, guys, without further ado, it's tea time. Oh, Bradley, this week's tea.
And I love the sound you made for the tea. I chuckle every time we play it. It makes me laugh.
Why?
It sounds like someone peeing.
Well, the sound was not called peed. It was called like water dripping or some crap. So I'm trying to make it work.
I like it. It just makes me chuckle, and this tea time is going to be very entertaining. So how are we going to start this tea? Like, what flavor of tea are we going with?
This week's tea is a mix of douchebagginess, patheticness, and a little hint of like trash.
Yeah, I can.
100%. Like, I am telling you guys, I do. This week is all about one person.
Yep.
And this one person, everybody loves.
They do. And they all love his events. Like,
everybody loves
I've seen his events posted so much this week that I'm kind of sick of it, really, honestly, because I know too much about this person now that I don't want to go to any of these events.
You're welcome. So your girl didn't know much about this person till May, when she found out that he may help support ISS.
Yeah,
which, by the way, is
but he also doesn't make it clear that he doesn't own ISS either. That's one of my issues.
Let's be clear. Your girl knows how to look up property tax records. I know what you own. I know what you own, and I know how much you paid for it, you freaking cheapskate.
Yes.
So don't sit there and act like you're struggling. All right, that's all I gotta say. Guys, without further ado, this week's tea is about your boy, Adam Kimmel. Adam Kimmel. I did not know very much at all about this guy until I went to ISS. So then I researched him because I'm like, what is this dump called ISS that everybody fucking loves but nobody's taking care of, right?
Yeah, right.
So
let's set the stage for how bad ISS was for us in May.
Let's explain.
It was literally raining inside the buildings.
And raining bats inside the buildings.
This is true.
In addition to the rain. Guys, I might sound like a big giant like baby about like, oh, well, you're a ghost hunter. You're supposed to be able to go in these gross, disgusting, terrible places. No. All right.
Not to this degree.
I give you my money to investigate your place. If I give you a little bit, I get it if your place is a dump. If I give you $1,000 freaking dollars, take care of it. End of story. End of story.
Did you see Brandy's comment?
Oh, a bat touched your face. Oh my God. I am working on a project. If anybody knows how to sew, I want to create something called the bat cap. Okay. So hit me up if you know how to sew. Something I want to create.
That's so she doesn't have to use her backpack. And if you want to see that photo, yeah. I'll share it because I have it.
But let's talk about the douchebagginess of Adam Kimmel, because that's this week's tea. So if you like Adam Kimmel, I'm sorry, I don't care. If you don't like Adam Kimmel, cool. We're on the same page. Guys, there's reasons I don't like this guy. Not only did I make a little post back in May about how I didn't like the way ISS looked. It looked like crap. It's the worst location I've ever seen. And I've only been in like the Midwest area, so I'm sure there's worse out there, whatever. But it's the worst place I've ever seen. And I was not happy with that night. I hardly got to investigate because, again, bats are my kryptonite. I just can't do it.
And there were so many bats in the administration building. They were like circling the staircase. It was gross. It was like not fun because some of the other girls with us got trapped in there. And then I started going down there by myself because no one else would go with me.
Right.
I grabbed a food tray out of the cafeteria and was going to take it to swat things if I had to. But yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So anyways, just so you guys know, Adam Kimmel actually only owns that We Could Find Madison and Fairfield. So if you're curious about that, it's on property tax records in Ohio. You just have to look by county. FYI, if you don't know. Thank you to my job, how I know to do research on people so well. So I looked that up, by the way. He buys them from, who was it he bought it from?
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity, $1,000 for one and $75,000 for the other.
Yeah, Fairfield County he bought from. He bought from Habitat for Humanity for $1,000. He charges $500 for a Friday night and a Saturday night. So in one weekend,
he paid it off.
He paid it off.
Yep.
Fairfield County's in relatively decent shape, but it doesn't have heat. It doesn't. I don't remember if it had Wi-Fi, but if you're going to make that much profit off of it, at least put money back into it. And if you don't need to upgrade it too much, put it into one of the other buildings that you are property manager of or run or whatever. It's like, but yeah, that was one thing we need to make clear. He does not own ISS.
He does not own Pine Manor. We looked at Pine Manor.
Yeah, he does not own Pineview Manor. But in his post, he calls it our. That's another thing. They're wanting to make an event at Pine Lawn.
Right.
And he calls it our. Well, it's not really yours.
Right. So keep that in mind, guys. I did do research on him. We know what he owns, what he doesn't own, whatever, right? Yeah, only paid $1,000 for the building. But anyways, the other thing I want to note about Adam Kimmel that I cannot freaking stand is Beetlejuice, motherfucking Beetlejuice. Guys.
He even looks like Beetlejuice.
I never realized this, but Adam Kimmel resembles the X. He looks like him.
The X that everyone knows.
The same. In this video I'm about to show you, they walk the same. I'm like, did somebody's daddy cheat on somebody? Because I think they're related.
They could be. I mean, Boonville, Indiana, and Pennsylvania are not real super close, but maybe.
I'm like, hold up. Like, I didn't realize this till I watched him in this video, and I was like, ew. No. So, guys, we're gonna start this video, and what's gonna happen is I'm probably gonna pause, rant, and play it some more. And Brad's probably gonna pause and rant a little. Well, tell me if you need me to pause it and rant a little bit too. Right? You're fine. So, I probably have more to say than Brad has to say because I've just been ranting about this for like a week now. It's ridiculous. Hold on a second. I gotta hide my bookmarks. You guys can't see all my bookmarks. What's this dude? Douchebag. All right, guys. Let's play this clip, and I will be pausing.
Can't hear it. Okay.
You can't hear it?
Cannot.
Okay, let me share my I have to share the audio to my computer. Share a tab. I think it's this one. There we go. Okay, guys. Now you should be able to hear the audio.
All right, I'm just freestyling. You know what? We have to address the elephant in the room, and no one wants to touch this topic because it creates massive division and massive controversy.
You can go ahead and pause it. The eye roll. The eye roll. Oh my God. Really?
Like, look how he walks. He acts like he's a badass.
Yes. And anyone who has to put their last name on their shirt, I mean, you're not you're not a professional athlete. You don't need your name on your shirt.
Maybe he was.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, Brad.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't know him.
But I've met him at least. I have talked to this man in person. But the eye roll is, oh my God. Okay, continue. I just had to stop and.
I've seen two types of investigators: that take a very scientific approach, and the others that take a very religious approach. When you investigate from a religious background, you have a very, very fine filter. Every ghost you see, you're going to think is a demon, right?
When you would judge people based off their religious beliefs, you have a very, very fine filter yourself, my dear, because not all religious people believe that spirits are demons. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Have you ever sat down and talked to a religious person in your life?
Me?
No, I'm talking
to him.
I'm talking to the Kimmel.
The Kimmel. I like that's going to be his new nickname, the Kimmel.
Now I have to ask a few questions. We can fight about it. I don't care. Put it in the comments. But how many of you investigators that are religious, how often do you go to church? And for you people that claim to be demonologists, how often do you go to mass? And
okay.
The demonologist thing's funny to me because of Beetlejuice.
Because of Beetlejuice, right? Maybe he's referring to him. I don't know. Maybe they found out they're like half brothers.
Maybe. I don't know.
And now he's hating on it. You spelled the last name wrong. The spelling is douchebag. I'm sorry, guys, if you love this guy. Oh, and if he doesn't catch word of it, Addie will.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. When you made that post about ISS, he pretended to be Addie and commented on it. Yeah, because he made another post after the fact, after calling us, what was it, trash cats?
Oh yes, we were called trash cats. I remember.
Yeah, oh he called us trash cats for complaining about his location. Well, not your location. You may manage it. You don't own it. But the fact that you have to fake being one of your employees, who's also on the mailing address for some of the locations too, we found out. But it's like,
oh, we know where he lives.
Oh yeah, we know where he lives too.
And I am not disclosing. I'm just really good at research, guys.
And we know where Addie lives too. And it's like,
whatever. We're not going to tell anybody though.
Right, but yeah, he literally faked being somebody else to comment on her post.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's really dumb. I've always thought it'd be cool to be a location owner. Like, it'd be fun. Like, it'd be cool. I get to meet a bunch of people, whatever. But the thing is, if people walk into my location and think it's a dump, I would feel like I'm not doing my job. And I get it. Like, he's not hands-on at all with ISS. Maybe he just does marketing or whatever. Like, whatever on, I mean, has he ever even been there? Who knows?
I'm sure he's been there for their events that they hold.
Yeah, for the events, right. Well, that's fine and dandy, but the everyday person that you have there to manage the place and maintain it, you need to be on them. Like, you need to treat it as a business. Everybody, just anybody thinks they can buy a location, say it's haunted, and open it up to the public. Anybody and everybody. But if you don't have a true good business, and not even business, but customer service type hospitality, whatever.
Right.
You're gonna have people who are seasoned investigators doing shit like this, getting on their podcast and being like, and it's going to be those seasoned investigators that don't give a crap if they're pleasing the owners, or they're pleasing the community, or they're pleasing whoever. this is one of those situations. I know Adam Kimmel is a beloved person of the field, but I had a terrible experience at ISS. And if he is representing that place, then he is representing trash. Trash cat oasis.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And that's what this is about. When I watched this video about him downgrading people with religious beliefs in the paranormal and literally putting them on all in one group. Like, there's not like hundreds of different religions out there. Mm-hmm. There are. And you're putting them all in one spectrum and saying they're all one way. No.
Right.
No. Let's see what else he has said.
Really, how did you become a demonologist? Did you read an A through Z book of demons? Is that what got your certificate?
No, you go online and get your certificate.
Right. I've taken the class.
To be a demonologist? Honestly, to tell you the truth, if we're going to take this research seriously, we have to get rid of this whole religious spectrum. You cannot bring that filter into this field of research and expect us to be taken seriously. This isn't a Hollywood movie where we're going to exercise someone in a building as they're levitating. This is paranormal research. We're trying to connect another realm of existence, another plane of existence. We're not here exercising demons.
Okay. I'm glad that's over because I remember one specific thing about this video.
The eye roll?
Not the eye roll. He says we need to take religion out of the field. I want to explain something to him and everybody else. And I mentioned this to Brad when I was ranting to Brad. I said, Brad, where do the majority of our spirit names come from? Religious backgrounds, religious stories, not just Christianity, not just one specific religion. The spirits that we've created, the entities we've created have come from history, which are part of religions.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to say, let's just dump all that religious garbage, forget all of that exists, forget where the terms of certain types of demons, certain types of spirits, certain types of entities came from. Forget all that. What are we going to do? Create new names? Like,
right.
That religion itself. I am not a fan of organized religion.
I am not either.
When it comes to the spiritual side of the religion, right, and all the ghosts and whatever mythical creatures, depend on your religious belief, like that's all part of what people claim. And when somebody says, I seen something like a demon, it's their way of explaining what they've seen, mm-hmm. because that's what they're familiar with.
Right.
Like they don't know how to explain it. So if something has like horns or something like that and they say it's a demon, that's just because that's what. So actually religion's really important because then you can say, well, why do you think it was a demon? How did it feel? If it felt bad and their religious belief is, that's why they're leaning more towards a demon, right? Mm-hmm. So since I don't come from a religious background, but I'm familiar with Christianity, if I ever come across something that's demonic, which I have not in my opinion, or if I come across something that's close enough to angel-like, I can use those terms to help explain what I'm experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
Another thing about Adam I don't like is he goes out of his way to badmouth other locations. Like,
yes, talk about that when I find the other video.
So, Adam used to be co-owner or partner with Dan Allen, who owns Randolph County, Blackford County, everything. Well, they had a business plan to open Randolph County together. Well, things went bad somehow. Dan bought him out. Adam left. But Adam goes out of his way to try to make Dan look bad.
Right.
Yes, Dan's made some bad decisions about some of the people who's been helping at his locations. We all know about what's happened with the guy up at Randolph County. He doesn't interact with the public anymore. He's not associated with the locations anymore. It's over. It happened. Yes, it was horrible that he acted that way, but it's over, and he's now not a public figure of any of the locations. But still, Jeff Fent, which is just Adam's lackey, and him still just belittle and try to put a bad name on all of Dan's locations. I've been to all of Dan's locations. I've even been to some of Dan's locations that aren't even open to the public.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're nice. They're not bad.
And they're nice. And they're cleaning them up. They're all Dan added a heater to Randolph County. And he's got heat in the jail. And the only one of Dan's locations that has any major issues that I've ever been in was the Speakeasy. It is a dump. But it's still better. I've been there multiple times, and it's still getting better than what it was previously.
Good. Are the bats gone yet?
Probably not.
Let me know when the bats are gone, then I'll come back.
Yeah, because there are a lot of bats in the Speakeasy. But that is another thing about Adam that just irks the shit out of me. Yes, your business plan fell apart, and you're butthurt. But geez, let it go. You're now in charge of all these other locations, so So you missed out on one. I mean,
You're building your own. You're building your own. Like, you guys don't realize this. Like, even to myself, Unveil Paranormal. Since I'm not a team, I am my brand. Unveil Paranormal. He needs to realize that. Like, he is his brand of his locations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you're going to want to be relatable to the community. Yes, you think it's cool because if you can get famous people there and then have the coattail riders are all there. But if you want to get a genuine, like, appreciation from the community, you need to, like, cater to them. Those that are actually, if you're going to sit there and preach about we need to focus on science and all this shit, like, then you're supposed to be preaching to, like, the genuine investigator that is about the science,
and not just randomly post it on TikTok. Like,
and
host a podcast about it, or have an open discussion with people, not just it's only your view.
I obviously never investigated with him. If I have, then I can make a judgment on, well, he's not about the science, he is way more about the science. But anytime I've investigated with any of these, like, alleged people who think there's, like, celebrities, we're literally just hanging out, and half of them are smoking pot in the other room, and then everybody's just chilling. And it's like, I thought we were investigating with celebrities. Like, that's why I don't go to stuff like that, because that's just not been my experience. So I do have another video, and this one is about location stuff. And so this is why we're sharing this one. This one's a newer video that I have issues with too, obviously. Oh,
no audio.
I can't hear nothing.
Go down to 10.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's do this.
We had our top 5. We're going to throw in the other top, go down to 10. So when we look at our top 10, give or say, from number 4 all the way to 10, we'll mail shirts out. Resident Undead shirts. We have a huge batch that just updated, because I do appreciate everyone gifting, guys. I do, and I know a lot of you just care and you see the mission. We are one of the most transparent groups out here. We show you everything we're doing. Teams that come to Madison, you see the improvements over time.
I don't know. I can't speak on that behalf.
Yeah, never been there. Nope. I have the only one of his locations I've been to besides ISS is Fairfield County, and I've been there twice.
Did it get better?
A little.
Little point for him. You get 1 point. I'm reasonable, guys. I may think he's still a douche and reminds me of Beetlejuice, but I'm reasonable.
We're not. Some of these locations, I think they pocket the money and they run, and you see ability. Actually, it was Prospect Place when the other guy, the historical society that owns it now, is doing great. They're putting the money back in. George Adams, I think he was found out to be a fraud. I don't care.
I don't care. Come get me, George.
Right, because he's got eyes everywhere. If he said, he puts that on a lot of his posts too. I got eyes and ears everywhere. We know. I'm like,
oh no,
who fucking cares?
Oh no, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna come to my house?
You're gonna blacklist us from your locations? Okay.
You're gonna tell your friends about me. Thanks. And then they're gonna come watch the show. Cool.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Bill.
If I got blocked from one of his locations, it wouldn't be the first location I've been blocked from. Which is an honest to God truth. I don't care.
I have not been blocked from a location, but I have a feeling that eventually I will get blocked. Especially doing these paranormal teas.
Yep. I don't care. People need to know that just his energy he gives off is Captain Douchebag.
Right. I want to say differently. I really do. There's part of me that wants to say differently, but that narcissistic feeling feels familiar to me. But I want to say he's a kind person, everything's great, but then I'm like, ew, Beetlejuice.
Get me, George. But anyway, it's real talk. I think we need transparency in this field. There's so many liars. George Adams had told people that he was like a descendant. They found that he wasn't. He literally would collect your money when you came to investigate, never put anything back into Prospect Place. And
Prospect Place. Have you been there?
Yes, earlier this year.
Do you know that owner?
I do not. It was owned by the Historical Society when I went. But they do. I never saw it beforehand. It's in decent shape. The Historical Society does weird shit. Like John and I got there
because they have rules.
We got there 2 or 3 hours before the investigation. And the lady in charge literally kicked us off the property and locked the gate behind us because we could only get there. We could only go in right at the time we were supposed to.
Right.
It was so weird. We circled this town because we figured, it'll get close to the time and she'll come out and unlock the gate. No, she literally left the gate locked and we pulled up to it and then she came out the front door and just waved us in. So I'm like, it left kind of a bad taste in my mouth anyway, but I can't speak to what it was like beforehand. I mean, the location was clean and nice, so.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Emil must have had an interesting experience.
I was there with Emil. That's who I was there with.
Okay.
So yeah, I literally drove through the town, and it was Halloween night. It was John and I probably drove through that town 8 times because it's super small town anyway. But it was so crazy how strict the Historical Society was. But then once she gave us our tour, she left and we got to investigate. And
that was that.
It was fun. The barn is amazing. Highly recommend the barn. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the house, but yeah, it was fun.
Oh, wow. So you guys, some people didn't get to go because they couldn't be there on time. That's wild. That's what Emil was saying.
Yeah, they were going to lock people out.
That's wild. All right, see what else he has to spew out of his face.
That was actually a pivotal thing for me when I got into wanting to take on the properties. My vow was, I'm not just going to save it. 90% of the income. I've been self-employed now for 7 years. I take 10% of that to just maintain my life. The other 90% goes right back in, and it's a huge operation. But
now I want to look at his price, his property value.
Right.
We're not gonna do that yet.
Getting at is, George, you taught me something that I visited Prospect, I think 3 times. Every single time it was just getting worse and worse and worse. I'm like, what are you doing with your money? What are you doing with it? And accountability. These people need to be held accountable. I know there's a lot of owners out there that don't like me. They don't like me speaking about this little thing, but deal with it. We had our top.
We don't like you either, and we're not owners. We just don't like you because you're a douche-tard.
So, okay.
At least I'll give him this. At least he knows people don't like him.
Right. He literally is preaching like this. I think this is my biggest issue with him. He is preaching what I would be preaching, right? Like he's literally taking the words out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. But again, my experience was ISS. And again, those words out of his mouth did not reflect the way ISS looks.
Right. He doesn't own that one, though.
He doesn't own it. He does not own it.
But he'll call it ours in his post, and then he promotes all these events there. It just irritates the shit out of me.
So what do we expect from location owners? Like, here's my thing. If you're a location owner, you're a business owner. Treat it like a business. Yep. You shouldn't be ranting and raving online. You should be professional regardless. Because literally what I feel like I see sometimes in the field when I see personalities like that is just pure trash. It's just nonsense. Like, why? Like, why can't we just have platforms that we get on, like a podcast, and just explain how we feel, but with understanding? Mm-hmm. And that's literally, if you're such a great property owner, why aren't you offering to help them? Because your mission is to save the properties, which is Dan's thing, save the properties. If Adam's mission is to save the properties, why is he not focused on helping those property owners? If he's so successful in what he does, why is he not focused on helping them? Instead, it's, I'm going to tear them down. I'm going to tear their business practice down. I'm going to listen to people's drama about locations, share it, make their caretakers seem like trash, just so that I can direct people away from those locations.
Right.
It's not a monopoly. You don't own that many buildings, dude. Like, calm the flip down.
Right.
Like, you guys are not on the same level, the same missions, the same any of that, okay? You literally are out for yourself and only yourself. And that's why you talk and act and look that way and explain yourself that way. And you don't really have like anything to show for it other than you're doing well because you've had celebrities at your locations and you've been able to convince people you're worth something. And I'm sorry, some of us are not idiots and we can see through your bullshit.
Right. So, and there's some owners that do amazing. Like, there's some owners that put a crap ton back into their buildings, like Robin who owns Ashmore.
Yes.
I know he's at least put 3 different roofs on that building since he's owned it. And he's only owned it for like 8-9 years. And he's built a house out there for the caretaker. He's built 3 bunkhouses.
Right.
I mean, he cleaned it up because I guess the guy beforehand had trash piled from floor to ceiling on the first 2 floors. Yes, Brandy.
Right.
Monroe Eddie and Pam do an amazing job. They're real personable. They provide snacks. They keep the house super clean. I mean, Dan does a good job too. I knew Dan before he owned a bunch of buildings. I knew Dan when he only owned Blackford County and actually lived there.
Yeah.
But he would leave and let us have his house, buy it. So yeah, I mean, certain owners do great.
Right.
Daryl and I can't think of her name.
Daryl
Wiseman, yes, down at Post Town. Does a great job. One time I went down for my birthday, he literally offered me the little extra like bunkhouse room that they have in the school for free because it was my birthday. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
So
Daryl, Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda. So yes, some owners are amazing.
They're personal. They're somebody you can talk to. Anybody can talk to them. Mm-hmm. You know, and here's the thing, Brad, you know how we're talking about, like, if he's such a great owner, then why is he not mentoring and helping these people? Guys, let's talk about Rob and Terry for a second. I literally was going to sell my house to buy a building that I can live in and give to the community at the same time. It was an old Knights of Pythias mansion here in a small town in Indiana. I was going to buy it. I was going to give up my house to buy it. And Brad said, talk to Robin. He knows this business. Talk to Robin. And I was scared. I thought Robin was, he's way better than me. Like, why would he talk to me? Like, that's crazy. He was so helpful and gave me, and I'm a nobody. Like, I don't even own a building yet. And I'm like, okay, I'll go ask Robin what he thinks and what advice he can give me, right? Mm-hmm. And he was open to giving me advice and explain to me, like, what to look for, like, all this stuff. And, like, he had nothing to gain from it. Mm-hmm. Nothing. And Adam is like the exact opposite. Adam, I feel like he is not going to mentor you and help you out unless he has something to gain from it.
Right. He wants you to do good, so then he can come behind you and buy your building out. Is how I feel. I think if he could come back and buy Randolph County and all of the stuff Dan owns, Lynn Church, Center Church, all the Liberty High. I mean, I think he would.
By the way, there's a church for sale near me. I know, right? I really do want to own a property. I do. Because honestly, guys, I'm a business mindset person too. Like, I am a business mindset person. I will make sure that building gets taken care of. But I'm just saying, there's a church near me. Might share with you later.
Good to know.
Oh, thank you, Sky. Maybe one day, crossing my fingers. But I don't want to just buy a building and be like, it's haunted, right? Like, we need to make sure it's actually haunted, because otherwise that would be just kind of shitty of me. I'd be just like some of these other people.
Right, right.
Hey, there's a new location. We bought an old nursing home.
Yeah, like Pine Lawn.
Maybe it's not. Let's find out. I was actually going to do for that building. I was going to invite people of the field to come and investigate for free the building I bought. My plan was to let them investigate for free as long as they'll let me share their evidence. Mm-hmm. Like a simple exchange like that. Hey, I'm a medium, guys. If you didn't know this, I'm a medium. So if I walk a building, I'm pretty confident it's haunted. I'm going to be really interested in. I was really confident this building was haunted. It also housed people who came over from World War I or World War II? I think it was World War I, that had the Spanish flu. They came over and they stayed in this building while they got better before they could go home to their families. So it actually housed a lot of different things in it. And then later on, obviously in the century, it became office buildings, which is what it was before it came up for sale. So a little bit of history of that. But, if a church comes up, I've lived in an old church. It was definitely haunted. Seems like most churches are haunted, so the probability is pretty high.
I live next door to a church. That's close enough for me.
Nursing homes, hospitals. I mean, these are places that are probably going to be haunted or have some sort of history to it, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. But obviously, those are really big buildings. You get in hospitals and stuff like that. They're a little too big and probably can't afford it myself. But, nursing homes, absolutely. He's talking about like domestic violence and stuff. Scene of a homicide? What? Police chief was lost. Dang. That's the thing. We don't want to, because there's this it was a nursing home in my town that became a rehab center. And a girl died recently. And all that stuff happened.
And she was missing for days, and they literally found her like right in the backyard of it, right?
Right in the backyard, basically. And like, I have thought about, wow, I could really Like, I bet that place is haunted, right? In my mind, is I bet because it was a nursing home before, so obviously tons of people died there. There's a lot of history with rehabs and stuff like that. My son gave me horror stories because he worked there for a short period of time. But the thing is, I have to think, do I want to provide a building banked off of people's personal lives like that? I don't know. That's why I think it's better, like, if they're older buildings, like they haven't been open for years. You know what I mean?
I can understand that.
An old elementary schools. I know why schools are haunted. This is my opinion. Do you know why schools are haunted?
Because kids hate it there.
Most people are like, why is it haunted? Nobody died there, whatever. It's because a lot of trauma happens in schools.
Yes.
A lot of trauma, a lot of childhood traumas which stick with people. I don't know this personally. I was not bullied. Like, I was bullied, but I wasn't like bullied in a way to where I'm like, I'm traumatized. But I know exactly. I know it happens to kids. And when you have trauma, you have emotions, and a lot of emotions into that building are emitting, and it causes that type of activity.
I can't give the name of it, but I've actually investigated a still open elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, schools are... I enjoy schools. I've done several schools, most of them in Ohio, but I've done a few here in Indiana too, and schools are definitely a fun location to investigate.
You guys can let us know in the comments what you feel about, 1, Adam Kimmel, 2, because I will look at the comments after the show because there's a ton. 2, location owners, what you feel, what you think, because you guys are more than welcome to vent, because this is a safe space.
This is safe. We have tea.
I made sure I had tea because I keep losing my voice every time I do a show.
Yeah, I have tea tonight too.
But yeah, guys, you can let us know how you feel, what you think, whatever, but these are my opinions. There's certain people in the field, such as Adam, that I don't like. And I don't care that everybody likes him. I don't care that everybody thinks he's a great person. And maybe they just pretend like they like him, because they want in his buildings, or they love the attention that they get when they're associated to him.
And I think a lot of them don't realize how shady a business person he is, because buying locations the way he's bought them, even the way he bought Madison was weird. We discovered. So
there's some type of organization. Yes, it
wasn't it the one that was some kind of deed, like a drop deed or I forget what.
Deed?
Yeah, that was it.
So there's a multitude. Like, guys, I am thankful for my job and all the researching it gives me, the researching skills it gives me. I already had some good skills, but boy, am I learning some new ones. So I'm just saying. It's been a blessing for me, not a blessing for another thing, guys. When you're researching, this is just an opinion. When people are saying somebody's a chomo, please research that they're actually a chomo. Okay.
Yes. My case.
Yes, there's stories of people who are inappropriate, and your feelings that they are inappropriate are valid. Okay, they are. But when you blow it up to where it's saying something that's not a fact, the first thing I do is I look it up. The first thing I did when the one person from Randolph was being accused of stuff was to look up their criminal history. It's the first thing I did.
She even looked up my criminal history.
I look up everybody's criminal history. Trust me. Just trust me.
She didn't find anything, but she still looked it up.
I love researching people. It's one of my favorite things. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, don't take everything that you hear and see at face value. Like, do your research. Get to know these people. Like, if Adam's your cup of tea, fine. He's your cup of tea. He's not my cup of tea, okay? He's not. He's way too much about, like, Beetlejuice. He's got way too high of an ego. I'm just not about all that.
Yep.
Gives or take. Yeah, Jeremy, it's give or take with me too when it comes to location owners. So, any other tea since we're 20 minutes late?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Shut up. Not that I can think of. Not that I can think of. Let me think.
So, guys, we do appreciate you jumping in here and at least listening to us rant and rave with some tea time.
And if you don't agree with our point of views, that's okay.
It's okay.
Perfectly okay to discuss more. Like I said,
we are all different. We all think differently when it comes to right and wrong. So there are societal right and wrongs, but some of us just don't have the same values. That's all there is to it.
Sorry, I heard a weird voice in my headphones, and I'm not sure where it came from. Sorry.
It was like a squeal, right?
Yeah, it was like a...
I heard it.
Okay. I still don't know what...
Not just you, I heard it. I want to rewind and watch this again.
Yeah, because that's weird.
All right, guys. With that said, we are going to get off of here. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone.
We appreciate you. We'll see y'all next week.
Yep. Bye.